don't we want to create an economy in which people can work a little bit less? I feel like we talk about this usually as a crisis. Like if we work less than 40 hours, we're all going to hell in a handbasket. And I'm just kind of curious, like if that's the world we're trying to build, Jason, from your view.
Depends on the culture you're in. America and Japan and China want to be at the top of that GDP list. And if you look further down, France and Italy, they are known for maybe not wanting to move up that list, but wanting to have a better quality of life. So you can pick the culture you're in. And then if you were to look at the outlier companies, the greatest companies in the world, if you pull up a list by market cap, it's no coincidence that the top companies by market cap come out of the United States, China. And then once in a while, when you get down past 25, you got Aramco on there from Saudi, and you've got LVMH from France. But you don't really have many outside of.
No.
Aramco and LVMH
Aramco's number 8.
Right. Not counting China and US companies, you have Aramco at 8.
Mm-hmm. And then you do have one company from South Korea, Samsung. You have ASML.
What number
Holland.
is Samsung?
Samsung is 22 and 22. ASML is 25. And then
where's ASML located?
ASML is right here. It's Dutch, Jason.
Dutch, right. They make the fab machines famously for TSMC.
And then the first country from France, number 33, LVMH, just besting Procter & Gamble here in the US. So I don't disagree with any of that. Yeah. But I guess as we work on humanoid robotics, as we work on automation, as we work on more intelligent digital systems, I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool if everyone could work 4 days a week, hard for those 4 days. But we haven't really managed to give humans extra time for arts and philosophy. And I think that we should keep that in mind that was a goal at some point, giving people more of their life back.
Well, if you think about it, YouTube and podcasting and crowdfunding and Patreon is actually named after patronage, is actually made a pretty big comeback. And it's been done in a kind of capitalistic way. The people who do Patreons are making full-time salaries in many cases, but working the hours in which they prefer. So that opportunity is available for rugged individualists and brave people who start companies. I do think as a society, we'll see this manifest itself in 2 ways. The 54% tax in New York under Mondami is the largest in the nation, followed by, I think, California, just right behind it by maybe 3 or 4 less points. And then we talked about on All In this floating of the wealth tax. Hey, anybody who's a billionaire is going to have to pay 5% on their assets. So if you have $1 billion in, I don't know, MetaShares, and you were, some senior executive there who hit it out of the park, you just have to give $50 million one time, which means you'd have to sell 100 million in shares to the government, I guess. Or maybe you would not have to pay tax on selling those. I guess you have to pay the capital gains and then pay the wealth tax. So you get hit twice. There's a reason why that's getting popular and those ideas are floating, and they're going to win with certain folks because they would like to see the government get bigger. And then if the government gets bigger, they can do things like provide universal health care and hire more nurses and orderlies and doctors, and then you could hire twice as many teachers. There is a possibility that you would even hear tech and rich people endorse this. You might hear in the next couple of years, if the wealth keeps polarizing like this, where the top half owning equities keeps doing so well, you will hear some folks who are notable and affluent and rich say, you know what, charge me a little bit in taxes, and why don't we double the number of teachers and have them work 4-day work weeks? That would be a way to deal with unemployment. So if it is true that the robots are going to replace a lot of people at Amazon, and Amazon's laying off 30,000 white-collar executives, UPS is letting go of management as well, and the robots take the jobs of drivers and delivery individuals or factory workers, you might see some folks who have benefited from that say, charge me a little bit more in taxes, and let's increase the number of teachers, the number of people who work at parks, increase the budget for that, because I really don't want the guillotines. That's bad. Guillotines are bad. I really don't care if I paid a little more in taxes or not. It doesn't really change my lifestyle. I think it's like one of the things rich people need to also consider. You can't make your product better without listening to your customers. But how are you supposed to actually figure out what your customers want? You can send out a survey, of course, but people just want to give the right answer in that case. They're not really giving you their honest opinion. Well, at This Week in Startups, we actually found the perfect answer. It's called Perspective AI. Their expertly trained AI conducts one-on-one interviews with your users based on your prompts and questions. Just tell their system whatever you want feedback on in simple language, and they take care of the rest. We've learned so much about our audience since teaming up with Perspective AI. Reginald, for example, is a founder who listens and wants more quick-hit, faster-paced content. And an anonymous guy from Canada gave us tons of helpful feedback about some audio syncing issues we've been having, and we fixed them. This is the kind of feedback that's invaluable when you're a founder who is product obsessed, like you should be. Sign up today and get started in just a few minutes at getperspective.ai/twist, and you'll get your first 2 months free. That's getperspective.ai/twist.